Right, okay. Can you see my screen?
You can.
What do you see? Which screen do I have open?
Zoomtopia registration is like your bank account again, mate.
Okay, right. Okay, right. Okay, so actually the first thing that I want us to address today is, 1 second. Do I have my camera on? I'm not sure if I do. 1 second. No, I don't. Right, okay. Right, okay. The first thing I want to address today is risk management. And I don't know if you all saw it during the week, but I posted it about ways to, risk manage your trading so that you don't go crazy. Because the way that I look at any kind of trading, whether it's crypto or Forex or HFX, is what separates those who do well from those who don't is literally timing the market. So what I mean by that is it's always going to be tough in the beginning, and you're going to get obstacles that make you lose heart and make you want to give up. But the key is the more you trade, as long as you make a point of learning as you go along, the more you trade and the more experience you get, the better you get at it. Just by definition, everyone's going to get better at a different pace, but you're going to get better at it. So my mindset is, until you get proficient, it's important to risk manage as much as possible. And something that someone said, I've forgotten who said it. It might have been Oladapo again, I'm not sure. But what he was saying about in the beginning, because they always say try to grow your account by 5 to 8% a day. Well, they say 2 to 5% or 3 to 8%, but the tone is generally at the higher end. But the thing is, one thing I caught onto was that in the beginning, it's actually hard. It's basically, the more of a novice you are, the harder it is to hit a 5%, 8% target. And when I combine that with what Matty Pipp said, if you remember what he did, he grew, I think it was a $500 account. I've forgotten what the time span was 1.5 or 2 years, I can't remember. But it started like $500 and it went to $1 million plus. But his daily target was 2%. And so when I think of the two bits of advice combined to get together, what I thought to myself is that while I'm still learning, rather than giving myself a target that's hard to achieve, give myself a lower daily target that's less stressful and easier to achieve. And then naturally, as time goes on, it would get easier and easier to hit a higher target. You see what I mean? So, and it's kind of, because I'm grabbing bits of information from different people. So another thing that came to mind is what Nayan Foster said. You remember that the live seminar that I went to last Saturday? And what he was talking about is not having one trading account, but having about 3 or 4 trading accounts. And what he said was interesting as well, because what he said is that have your sensible trading account where you're aiming to earn, let's say 2% a day. And because, there's always that thing where, emotions may get in, or you say, oh, that looks like an interesting trade, I want to take that. Rather than doing it from your main account, you from one of your other accounts, you say, okay, so for example, you could have your low risk, very conservative account. You could have your account where you're trading with an educator, and then you could have your, I don't know, I feel lucky today, I'm gonna take a trade on this one account. You see what I mean? So by splitting it like that, if you mess up on one of your other accounts, your conservative account is safe. And then that way, day by day, there's less of a hill to climb because you haven't potentially messed up by making an extra trade that you shouldn't have taken. You see what I mean? So I thought that was very interesting. So, so partly influenced by those bits of risk management advice that I've been listening to, that's why I came up with this formula. So the way that I've been trading for the last, I don't know, 1.5, 2 weeks is, so as you can see from there, my first trade, I'm risking 2.25%, then 1.5%, then 1.25%, and then 1%. So if I win the first 4 trades, that's it, I'm done for the day. If I lose, let's say the 4th trade, I would trade again. Now, but if I lose that trade, so for example, let's say I win the first 3, lose the 4th, I would trade again a 5th time, but if I lose it, that's it. But because I won the first 3 trades, I've still won something, and I've preserved my account, and I've preserved the gains that I got from the first 3 trades. So all the trading that I'm doing now is influenced by this formula. So I'm not saying that any of you should do it, but I suggest coming up with a strategy that allows you to trade at minimum risk, and it has helped me since I started doing that. It's kept me in check. So with that in mind, if anyone is buying a PC, actually no, I'm recording it anyways, but I highly suggest that you have a look at that and maybe refer to it as a kind of guide to help you, especially in these early days when we're still learning. So that's the first thing that I wanted to say. Right, okay, and then the next thing is I want to go into pocket options. So I'm going to open that up. So as you know, this is my this is my live test account. So I have a little bit of money in it, but not too much. And I wanted to show, I think everyone here is using pocket options. So I discovered something recently, and Bev discovered something as well. So I just wanted to go over some of that. So one thing that I've noticed is, when we're talking about support and resistance, now, whether we're trading by ourselves or whether we're trading with a live educator, because we're looking at these lines, sometimes it's a little bit hard to gauge what price point we're looking to trade off. But what I discovered a few days ago is, so hopefully you've all got your pocket options open at the moment.
Yep.
If you can look at this, look at this, looks like a brush or something. See this indicator here?
Yep.
So if you click on that, that brings up some tools that you would find on TradingView. So what I've started using recently is, so let's just say I'm with a live educator, or like I said, I'm marking up my support and resistance. I will click the horizontal line. I will then click in the open space, and then it then gives me the ability to drag the line at the price point that I'm looking for. So for example, let's just say that I would like to buy at this point here, where there's been a previous reversal. So you see it's 963. By having that line there, it makes it so much easier to, keep an eye on the trade and visualize what point to click on it. You see what I mean?
Quick question, Albert. How do you put the alarm indicator on so that when it hits that point, it alerts you?
Yeah, that I'm yet to discover. So when they're talking about it, they're using a different broker.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I've been meaning to Google it to see if there is an alarm option on pocket options. So I haven't found it yet. But I'm wondering, because you see here, you've got a padlock that's grayed out.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's more features that are available as you become more successful, as your account grows, but I don't know. So, I mean, I should really Google it to find out, but I haven't discovered where the alarms are yet. But even just the ability to put that line there is helping me. Oh, where's it gone? All right. Where's that gone? It just did something. Did I click on another pair? Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, I can do another one anyway. Right, so let's just say I'm looking at AUD JPY. So yeah, so just to show that to you again, you look at this sign here, icon here, you click on horizontal line, and then you can drag it to where whichever point you're after. And you're not limited to just one. So you can, you can add, I'm not sure what the limit is, but I've been able to add 3. So because, for example, you may, this is a half decent point, but let's just say you'd rather wait for a stronger reversal. So I can click on the horizontal line again, and I can drag that additional line down to this point here. You see what I mean? And it makes it easier to, like I said, visualize what's going on. And another thing that you can do is, you see this grid over here?
Yep.
If you click on that, you have the ability to watch more than one currency pair at once. So I could click either side by side or below. So if I click below, I've got 2 trading pairs that I can that I can watch at the same time. So I've got AUD JPY, and here I can have, I don't know, EUR JPY. So I now have the ability to watch 2 at the same time. So that's pretty useful. The only downside is that when you've got 2 or more, you no longer have the option of toggling all the ones you have open at that time. But if I go back to that here, you can still click on the drop down and choose the trading pair that you're interested in observing. So it's a slightly different way of doing it. So you gain by having 2 open, you lose in the sense that you don't have the favorites bar. And what I mean by the favorites bar is, so if I go back to 1, when you're, so if I just delete all of them. So on any given day, for example, if I'm with the live educators, they might mention, oh, we're going to look at EUR JPY today. So I type EUR J. Oh, what's going on there? Yeah, where's it gone? EUR JPY, and then you click on the star. That makes it a favorite. And then the other one I was looking at was JPY, AUD JPY. I click on the star. So I now have 2 favorites up. So it basically means that, I can keep an eye on them. I can toggle between the 2, or if I want to have the double view, I can be watching both of them at the same time. So that's pretty useful. Another thing, depending on how much you've gone into this so far, what I now do more so than before is I think strictly in percentage terms. I don't think about amount. And that's partly because of the strategy that I'm now using, where, I go in terms of percentage of my account balance rather than the amount. So that means when I'm looking at, so if I'm looking at the top one here, I click on the currency, I click on the dollar sign, and then I can change the risk from 1% to 3%, or 3% to 0.5%, etc., etc. So now,
that's definitely easier than trying to work that out in your head. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the thing. As we use it, we start to discover more and more features to make life easy for us. Cool. So going by my strategy. So what I would generally do when I'm starting for the day, I get myself ready with 2.25%. If I click the percentage sign, it tells me what it is in financial terms. And once I've done my first trade, whether I win or lose, my next trade is going to be 1.5% risk. So that way, if I lose, I don't lose all of my gains. And if I win, I'm consolidating what I've gained. So that's my mindset now, because I'm sure we've all done it. We have times when we let emotion take over, and if we're always risking the same percentage, by the time you get to your third, fourth trade, you've lost the recommended percentage that you should risk in a day, because most educators generally say don't risk more than 5% a day. So by steadily decreasing my risk, it means that even if I have a rotten day, by the time I've traded 3 or 4 times, I mean, for example, going by that mindset, if I lose 3 in a row, if I'm following my strategy, that's B for the day. I've lost 5%. I clear my head, I start again the next day. But if I lose 2 of those 3, I can still take another trade, but I'll only take that 4th trade at 1%. So I'm never risking too much. And that in itself means that I'm never too stressed out, even if I'm not having a good day of trading. So I hope you guys find that useful. Now, because it's quite late in the day, so let me open Hourglass.
Wait, Albert, one thing I was going to add to that, when you was putting the horizontal lines in,
yeah,
I don't know if you're aware, I'm sure you are, but just in case anyone else isn't, you can change the color of the lines, the thickness of the lines, and the same like trading view.
Yeah.
There is also that facility.
So when you go there, while that line is highlighted and you have the cross, you see that you get a toolbar there, which is similar to trading view. So you see you have this roller brush here. So you click on that, and then you can change the color. So you can make it, you can change the color there. And here, just like trading view, you can change the thickness of the line. So you've got that flexibility. So a bit like how we were talking previously. So if you consider something to be a stronger support line, you could make it extra thick here, and then you could select another line, maybe, oh, sorry, well done.
What I tend to do, I'll just do the red for the bottom, green for the bottom.
Yeah.
And red for the top.
Okay.
Or vice versa, i.e. buy and sell. So that just helps, because as the chart moves along,
yeah,
you may want to differentiate which one's which.
Yeah. See, yeah, exactly. So you've got different ways of customizing it. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Bev. So yeah, that's pretty useful. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay. Is that just giving the properties? Okay, that's just like a manual way of removing it, I suppose. Yeah. So you could remove it like that. You can remove it by clicking that, or you can just highlight it, and then you highlight it and then you can do that. Before I go into anything else, has anyone got any questions?
Yeah, I've got a question, and this goes back to I think a discussion we had in last week's meeting. Where you look at your candle times. So I'm looking at your screen at the moment, and I think it says M5 for 5 minutes, right?
M3 for?
No, M5, just to the right of your screen, underneath the where you've got your currency pair, Euro JPY.
Okay.
Just below, keep coming down, right? Then just to the right where it says M5. Is that your candle timing? 5 minutes.
Okay. I've never noticed that before.
Because that differs to what you've got at the bottom, where you've got the what appears to be Zoom, where it says H11.
Right.
And this is what I was referring to last week. I was getting confused as to which one shows you your candle timings.
Right, I can help with that, Colin. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I always have mine on 1 minute. So where Colin just guided you to, Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have that on M1, 1 minute.
The top one or the bottom one?
The top one.
Okay, so that gives you your candle
That
time,
gives you
right?
your candle times.
Okay, so what's the one down the bottom? Because when you
One at the bottom is how much timing you're actually going to have for your trade, your actual trade. So basically, the one at the top will show you that your candle time is obviously every minute. All right. If you put it on 5, it means that the candles are going to be in 5-minute increments. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But the bottom one is when you're putting your trade on, you're trading for 3 minutes at a time.
Ah, right, cool.
Yeah? So you've either got fixed time or you've got fixed time, or you've got the other one that Albert's on at the moment. I can't remember what the other one is. I always put mine
fixed time off. Fixed time off.
How do you check? Because maybe I'm getting confused because I'm seeing what if I click it, does it change or I don't get it?
Yeah, if you click the pull down, you should be able to. It definitely does change. Normally, I get a chart. I normally get a box chart, and it gives you increments from 30 seconds up until I don't know an hour. I think.
Okay. Oh, I've never.
And I just.
So this is 5-minute candles.
Sorry.
So this is a 5-minute candle.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm squinting. I'm on a laptop at the moment.
Okay, but yeah. I don't see.
Yeah, that's on 5 minute. M5 is 5 minutes.
I don't see the option to change it.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. You should definitely be able to change it to 1 minute.
Yeah, I don't see the option. That's interesting.
You see, the strange thing is when you're actually on Hourglass.
Yeah.
What you're attempting to do, you can change the frequency when you're in Hourglass and you're clicking on that indicator.
Yeah.
It does give you the ability to change the frequency of the candle, but on here, it doesn't. And then obviously I mean, if what Sis has said, that kind of clarifies that now in terms of understanding what the difference is between those two.
Yeah.
And if you start to expand or reduce the one down the bottom, that's it. So now you're zooming, right?
Yeah.
Can you see the numbers changing?
Yeah. So that's just showing how. I wonder if that's hours.
Yeah, but how does that relate to what you just said, Sis? Because all Albert's doing is zooming, but it's actually changing the numbers that are in that bottom indicator. He's now on H8, H11.
Let's try something else, Albert. You know when you've got your M3 on the right hand side, put that onto fixed time, because I always have mine on fixed time. Maybe that will make a difference. So put that on fixed time. Now try. Right. Okay. Has that made any difference?
No. Go onto Hourglass, and because if you go onto Hourglass, you'll actually see that what you're saying, Sis, it works. It does what you're saying, but on Pocket Options, it doesn't. So that's what was confusing me when I was kind of trying to do some demo trading to clarify what exactly those indicators actually mean and do.
Yeah, what Albert's doing and what I'm seeing on Albert's screen is different to what I see on my screen when I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, I see what Albert sees. If I go to the top left indicator and I hit that down arrow, I see Great Britain, Switzerland, Finland, Germany, which is different to what I would see if I was on Hourglass, because I would see the ability to be able to change the frequencies as you've described.
Right, this is really weird because I don't see any of those. I don't see Switzerland, Germany on mine. I don't see any of that. So maybe I've got an older version or something. I don't know.
And also, there's a part of me that's saying